I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine.
I know it's a little different, but we getting there. Or as my nieces say, we had nieces over yesterday for Memorial Day. Everything was extra. That's the new word. Uncle Lauren, why you told me to bring a side, and now you want me to bring a dessert too? That's a little bit extra. And when they had to do those dishes, that was a little bit extra too. There you go. What is it? I'm not kidding you. When they have to trick them into doing things. I remember when we were young and we'd have family gatherings, they didn't have to tell us to get in there and put an apron on or start cleaning up or set the table. We just do it. Nowadays, you look over, they're doing this. And I'm like, Sierra. You talking to me? No, them other 12 Sierras that's in the room. But anyway, we'll get to that later. Shaking my head. How y'all doing? Here we are on the reboot of Bathrobe Moments. Can you believe it? 10, almost 11 years. Started out in that driveway out there. We went through that last week. I took you outside and showed them the very spot where it started. This wasn't the phone, but that robe over. This is like scratching your head, patting your stomach when you do. Y'all know this when the phone being right. That one, that robe. I don't have the 30 robes down here anymore in the studio. They have been archived until the Smithsonian calls for delivery. Could we have can we have Dr. Muellen's up? I'm telling you, that's how you manifest. Seriously, I manifest stuff, I sneak it in. People don't realize I'm actually manifesting right under their nose. For instance, when I say, yeah, I'll be 64 on the 4th of July, but I ain't trying to be 65. You're not? Nope. I'm trying to be 99. I'm trying to be the black ass male Betty White. For real. Now they think, that's so funny. That's what they say when I used to stand out in the driveway and go, I know I don't know what I'm doing. Pull the phone away. We can see your nostrils. You're making us dizzy. You're walking around too much. I said, well, I know I don't know what I'm doing now, but one day when I'm syndicated, the only question will be, will I come on before Jimmy Fallon or after? You see how that turned out. It may not be Jimmy Fallon's syndication. The syndication is syndication. So I say that to you. Speak what you need, not what you necessarily want, but speak what you need into existence. We don't text it. We don't sing it. We don't tap dance it. And we don't whisper it. We speak it into existence. Mean what you say and say what you mean. When it's full of meaning, it becomes meaningful to everyone it touches, right? So remember, you cannot unhear what you've heard, and you cannot unsee what you've seen. So let them hear you. Let them see you. Can I get an amen? There you go. So listen, we're so glad to be back. We have a great guest for you today. I'm going to bring her in just a few minutes. But before we get her in here, a couple things. Welcome back my sidekick. She was here all of the last 10 years. Really 11 because such a girl. This is my girl. She's my version of Ed McMahon. Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. How you been, by the way, Lucy? I know. And I'm drinking OJ. And now I'm going to let y'all in on some secrets real quick. I don't know if you remember, but right around year number 5, I got my first national sponsor. I had Nikki's. Thank you, Nikki's, who is still a sponsor. Nikki's on Ogden here in Naperville, Illinois. 3 locations across the Chicagoland area. I still know the bit. And good friends now, like family. I remember when they hit year number 3 with me, they said, you should start reaching out for bigger sponsorships, all right? I didn't know how to do it. I said, well, you drink V8 on the show every day, right? And so I did. I drank it every day. So I started taking recordings of some of the best, when I had like real great, big followers, guests that had big followers. I'd take those links and I would send them to V8. Can I at least get, some type of a discount, a coupon? And then they said, we can do you one better. After they looked at it, did what they needed to do. And that was how it happened. So I'm not trying to say, you can trick people into being sponsors, but I always take my favorite things and I don't have to say their names or nothing. And you don't have to put anything extra on it. Oh my God. What is How did? Mm. Oh, I gotta stop drinking it, or I will not even be able to talk. It's that delicious. Fairlife Nutrition Plan. 30 grams of protein, high quality. Oh, 2 grams of sugar, 150 calories. 8 naturally. Okay, they need to make that word bigger. Occurring. I worked that out in my contract. Um, Vitamins and minerals. I focused trying. I don't know where this came from, but it'll be here for a while. That's the only time I'm gonna. Oh, I could get the water from my store with this name on it. Why? When I can have this. No matter where I go, this will be there. That other one doesn't mean in Florida. They're gonna have the store I go to here in Chicago. Mm. Now this is what I call water. And turning 64 on the 4th of July. And usually, I wake up and I'm just, these are little super beets, heart gummies. I get them at Costco. And they're really good. They're delicious. You have to make sure you put them away. Because I sit there, eat them like they're snacks, right? But I don't know what here's the bottom. Well, I think I'll leave this show and go horseback riding. Then skydive for an hour. Or might even climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I had no energy a second ago. But I got some now. Thank you, Super Beats. Just like that. Think I'm kidding? Watch. Give me a year, y'all. Okay, that is to tell you what? It's to tell you you can be silly. Have fun. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. You know what? When you are growing, it is because it is time that you are knowing something. When it's time to go, it's time to grow because it's time to know something new so you can give it to others, right? And today's guest, I'm going to call her Patricia M. I meant to ask her. I used to think I knew how to say her name, but I remember one time at a mixer in St. Joe, Michigan, someone said, that's really not how her name sounds. I didn't remember that until this morning. I was like, well, how is it supposed to sound? I hate messing up someone's name. I'm going to give it a shot. Patricia Muellen. I used to say like she was from France. Patricia Muellen. I used to say it like that. And then that's when the woman said, I remember who it was too. I was at the Chrysler Arts, and I know who it was. I ain't saying her name though. People will sue you for that shit now. I ain't giving you permission. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Patricia M. She's a storyteller, y'all, an entrepreneur, and a sharp observer of people. She probably knows how to say all my names. Duh. Anyway, resilience and reinvention. Now, I love those RE words. Y'all know I do. Because you go to sleep with an ER in your pocket. You wake up with an RE in front of you. When you go to sleep and you took nice to nicer, great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger, bold to bolder. There's one little act during your day takes it to that. When you wake up, guess who stands foot of your bed? Replenished, revised, remembered, refreshed, rewired, resplendent. Also, resilience and reinvention. They're all standing around your bed and teachers. Good morning. Good morning. Right. Because you get a brand new start with an RE. Okay. She's also known for her honesty. Mike Green, Harbor Habitat, Benton Harbor, Michigan. I remember I was in his office and I said, Mike, can I be honest with you? And he goes, don't ever do that again, Lauren. What? Ask somebody permission to be honest. Why would you ask somebody permission to be honest? You're supposed to just be that way. So I just said that. That's this ADHD that's let out. They're wild, running wild. Demonic. They've been inside cages for a whole year. They done let them all out. Y'all, come on out. Come out. Get out here. Known for her honesty, humor, emotional depth, and ability to turn real life experiences into meaningful conversations, Patricia brings perspective shaped by both survival and success. Now, her work explores identity, ambition, human connection, personal evolution, public school. Took me a minute. Sound it out, Lauren. Sound it out. And the quiet moments that change us long before the world notices, if they ever notice. You saw what I told you about it and how. Who? Me? These things. Okay? Now, after spending decades building businesses, brands, and navigating life through multiple reinventions, and that's true. We'll get into that today. Patricia now uses her voice to create conversations that are both deeply human. Now pay attention, I gotta highlight that. Deeply human. I'm gonna circle it. Deeply human. We're gonna talk about what that means. Y'all, everybody think they know, but we're gonna find out. Deeply human. I'm stuck on it. It's so good. Deeply human. You know what? Let's just get her in here because that deeply human, that took me somewhere. Listen, she's going to be back in here in just a second. We will be back right after this 1 minute break. When you come back, Miss P is in the house. Phone a friend. You'll be glad you did.
The power of we was a way of inclusion, a way of inviting anyone who needed or wanted a place to belong.
It was just very clear to me that this was something that would really benefit the young folks right here.
And to be able to give them a different perspective, that I know where they come from, I know what they're experiencing because I was there too, and letting them know that there's different actions that they can take that'll lead to a different destiny.
We really needed to hear that. In order to change our community, we needed to hear that.
And they are inspired to invest in making it happen. That's powerful.
I love the Power of We Symposium. I know.
Emotional. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Hey, oh my
How are you?
God. I'm so much better after watching your intro. Like, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. Like, amazing experience already. Like, and then just hearing someone that has met me from different versions of me and my life, and then like say some of that stuff is like, oh. And then your message this morning, you're so hysterical, but I needed to hear all those things that you said about like sponsorships and all that. Like, it was so good. So
Really?
good. Yes.
Well, I appreciate that. And I received this. Now, I'm going to tell you, did I tell you this already? Okay, I had a download a little while ago. Not today, but I mean, maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago, where a lot of us go, ooh, I give you good news about you. Oh, I received that. Ooh, girl, I receive it. I was told not to do that. We'd be manifesting our legacy one blessing at a time. Because you can point at it and you can point at that. No, you want to say, I received this. Because you see what my arms do? They don't point. They go
Open
out.
up.
Means everything from the beginning and everything beyond where I'm at. I received because all of it counted all joy. You see what I'm saying?
Words are so powerful.
It's
Like
everything.
And everything you say, and I learned this at a younger age, but probably didn't learn how to use it as your superpower, where you would say things and you would get negative spaces and shitty things would happen.
Oh yeah.
And now when those things happen, they don't control you, own you, and I can now reframe it so that it's using something for good.
That's right.
Like,
a drinking game, but an eating game. Because these things sound good. Every time she says a cuss word, I'm eating one.
So what do you have right now? What did you just open just now? Was it another Fairlife? Oh, the gummies. I love Fairlife.
A day. My husband he was hiding them from me. I gotta put it over there. They're so good. Anyway,
Love it.
Let me ask you something. Where do you live today? Tell us a little bit about.
Now I'm in the Biloxi region, Gulfport area on the Gulf Coast
of Mississippi.
Yes.
And I love Biloxi because of Keesler Air Force Base.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I hear a lot of planes. In fact, we may hear one.
Girl.
If my earbuds don't do a great job. Go over. It's pretty wild to see. I've learned so many new places of the world just moving south and then more south. And there's so much here. So once I start leaving my house a little bit more, I'll discover it. But
do you eat seafood?
I love seafood.
Oh man, if I had a mouthful of food, I'd have went. See, that's what I used to do when I was a kid. No, but I don't know where that came from. ADHD? No, but Biloxi. I was there for the what was it? ATC, which is Air Training Command, level of a contest. You start at your base, you go there, and then you go to worldwide, like a talent show. And I won, of course. I did.
Wow.
I won and went to worldwide. But while I was there, we went out for shrimp, and everybody was calling them scrimps.
Yeah, that's a whole thing down here. And I went to this thing thinking, it's a Crawdad Music Festival.
Ooh.
And it was Bush, like the band Bush.
Oh, I thought you meant George.
No, that would be boring. This was amazing. And like, here's a legit story that literally just happened to me at the Crawdad Music Festival. Like, first of all, I don't enjoy eating crawdads. To me, they're like little river roaches that are in the ground, and now they grow in my yard, and I think that's super weird.
Are you serious? They grow in your yard?
They don't grow. I mean, they like actually live there, and then they come up out of the ground. So I guess that's a really weird way to say they don't grow out of the ground, but they do grow in the ground, I guess. So it's a thing because I live by a bayou.
So it's go out there and pluck them and take them in the house, clean them and eat them.
Technically, probably, but I would not.
I thought they were good the way they were.
I went to the shrimp boils are really big down here, and crawfish boils. And I went to one, and like there were like hundreds of pounds of them, and all these people were just like biting to their deaths to these like tiny little pieces of meat. And I'm like, that the payoff is just not good enough. Like, there's so much work, but I would do that all day long for a crab leg. Let me tell you, like. Wow. But so I would go to the Crawdad Music Festival, and people are like over these like eating or whatever. But like Bush plays the best part of the whole entire thing. Actually, the band before it, and I'll probably remember it. It's I can't remember this kid, and I'll have to look it up. It's Wolfgang. It was like an amazing band. So right after that, Bush plays, and Gavin Rosdale was just the lead singer, and ever since I was 14-year-old, like childhood, like crush. I'm like third row from the back. And this man, like my husband, was like, hey, you get in front of me because I'm 4'11" and I see nothing. And this show is no different. And we're third row from the back. There's like thousands of people there. And he's like singing. And then all of a sudden he comes like to the back and like stops at our row and gets up on the chairs and walks to my chair and turns around and grabs my hand. And I put my phone down because I'm an idiot. And maybe that's why he stopped. But he danced and sang to me for like a minute.
Wow. Your husband didn't pick up the phone and start filming? Or was he?
I think he was in shock too. And I was in a moment of joy. He was experiencing it with me. Like, he was so happy because I turned around and I was just like, like, are you? And he's like, I'm so happy for you. And I'm like, thank you.
I love that. That's a great story. And I love that happened to you.
So speaking of Crawdads, but that was one of the things down here.
Let's talk about
there's so much music here. It's crazy. Like,
let's talk about not the music. Let's talk about what it felt like to be seen. Now we're getting down to
damn.
This is the part, you guys, of the show where Patricia gets her peanut butter on my chocolate and I get my chocolate on her peanut butter. That's a reference from an old original Reese's peanut butter cup commercial from the 70s and 80s. Because they were walking and it was like it was accidental. It wasn't. It was meant to be. So I want to find out, when he came, you were in the back, not up front, where people are like, see me, see me. If they're singing, they can spit on them if they're so close. But here you are in the back. He makes his way all the way. There's other rows. He could have stopped there, but he stopped at yours. He walked to yours. What was going through your mind when you saw, like, is he coming? I know he ain't. Oh,
yes. Like, and then when it happened, I said, oh, hi. And then as I was dancing, you can hear in the recording, you see his face kind of flash away as the phone goes down. And then I said, this is so cool. And I lived in the moment. And I think that's why he stopped, because I put the phone down and lived in the moment. I could have kept the phone up. And I found so many videos of the same show and other shows where he does this sometimes. And people are like putting their phones in his face and he just keeps moving. And I didn't mean it on purpose. And like, with that, back in the day, to be seen used to scare me.
Thank you for allowing me to use my fart machine. I'm so glad that's out. Better out than in. Wait a minute, y'all. Here now, I'll pick this up right behind it. Whew. Because that's stinky. Stinking thinking. When you said, I don't know how you said it, but I meant it on accident or something. No, it was purposeful. Everything about that was designed. Look at all if you could see the grid, the literal mapping of what it took for every person that was in that, everybody that bought a ticket, the seats that they chose and whatever, where you were, all of that, including him stopping right in front of you. was a design of purpose.
I believe that.
Yeah, well, mean what you say, so what you mean. You gotta make it meaningful, sister. That's right. You know why? You gotta. You're here. Sometimes we find ourselves, everybody. This includes y'all. We find ourselves in positions where the best thing about it is we get to remember who we truly and originally and completely are. Now, Patricia knows. How does she not know that something like that would happen for her when she has a podcast entitled "Built This Way"?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't luck up on this. I was built this way. You know, so now that I've said that, take it from the top. You're built this way. How does that go? There you go.
Well, it started. I thought I was going to talk to a specific audience, and I was going to have a specific goal, and it became a place for me to share all the things that I've wanted to share with people, and in a place where I felt like I could control it. And turns out, the things that I was saying weren't getting edited out. It was completely raw. It's painful. Even thinking about some of those things kind of brings up emotion because I talked about some pretty intense shit. And it was cathartic and healing because of the time. And it helped people. And then, you know, all of a sudden people were reaching out from different parts of the world, which was like really strange to me because my old stinking thinking would go, who would want to hear what I have to say? Why is that important, right? But then it became a mission of it's not to talk about the bad, it's also to celebrate the good. And I really didn't necessarily want to focus on my stories, although when I speak with someone, we both talk just like we are now. But it's more of letting people also share their great successes, their failures, their loves and their challenges, but have fun with it. And so my whole goal with Built This Way is to entertain authentically. And I want to talk about that too, because so many people use the term and it means so much to me. And also enhance their lives when they're listening. You know, I think that's why you and I get along, because we both have such hard roads to travel. You're one of those people when I heard your story and watched it online, I could not stop crying not because it was sad, but because of what you've done and what you still continue to do and how amazing it is to connect with people over and over and over again. And then that they choose you on that bus of life. You know, people get on and off all the time for certain periods.
Yes, they do.
But when you reconnect, because you know there's something good, you gave me so much advice a couple of years ago that some of it I took, a lot of it I did not take. It was fear-based, 100%. Because all those things that I was going through at the time, and that's okay also, to sit back, let your body, let your mind, your soul, your spirit recalibrate, learn, heal. But we're not always in a season of healing either, maybe at certain levels. But now that I'm in a place of good and moving forward, and and there's always going to be something. I just want to have a good time with the time I have on this earth. And that was the platform. I'd rather do a podcast that I enjoy than put out content on my own business, which is ironic as hell because I run a marketing company and that's all I do all day for other businesses. Right. But doing it on my own platforms for myself isn't the thing that was bringing me joy. Being able to just share and have other people share is the thing that's bringing me joy. So that's what I'm doing.
Perfect. Y'all got that. Now I want to say a couple of I got a lot of notes here. Good. It's all good. The notes are good, but things. And now this is another thing, you guys. When you're giving a status to something in your life, when it's an inanimate thing, that's it. Hate that word. Inanimate. Doesn't move. Doesn't think. The book you write, the whatever. Those things can be good. But when it comes to yourself or others, start with great. Because there's no way, unless you went to that school, which I'm glad I didn't go to in Niles, Michigan, where you say good and you can go to gooder. Oh, that's so gooder. Right. There's no place to go from good. Good to gooder? To goodest? No, but great to greater. Great to greater. Great to greater. Great to greater. And one day when you leave this world, which we all will, somebody's going to be waiting on the other side, some entity, some welcoming committee, and they say, oh, who is that coming? Everybody's cleaning their head. Oh, here comes Patricia. She's one of our greatest. See? Great to greater, great to greater, greatest. 1, 2, 3. The power of 3. You want to look for things that can be completed in 3s: past, present, future, today, tomorrow, yesterday. First class always. 3 blind mice, 3 bears, 3 pigs, 3 wishes, 3 magi. Oh, and there were 3 crosses, if you are a believer of that. I believe in the power of 3 because last year they said I was on my day. I heard what power of 3 is upon you. I turn around for real. I was so scared my heart was about my speech started slurring. But I take it seriously today, you all, because when you're on the sacred side of the highway, and there are only 2, the sacred side, can you see that? And the scared side. Only 2 letters. The same 7 letters, but distractions change the letters. I'm smooth sailing, top down, hair flowing, because in that vision I have hair, a dairy curl without the drip and stuff. It looked good though. I'm not kidding, especially after the Michael Jackson movie. I saw that kid. ADH, get in there and get yours done, ADH. So anyway, I'm gonna tell you this. It's true. It's true. It's true. Sacred. You stay on the sacred lane, but things, if you get distracted, keep your eyes on due north, keep your eyes on the prize, like you've been doing, Patricia. Look where you've gone from there to there. From here to there, but there, just move. Everything has a reason. There are no mistakes, y'all. That's just what the universe and God have to do to keep your shit interesting.
Yeah, it's like,
yes.
I brought this up on another show. It's like every time I've had a plan, God's like, I see your plan. I raise you this plan. You know, it's not. And you will usually, if you put out what you want and you manifestation, as you've called it so many times, and you focus on it, honestly, anything that you want actually will eventually happen. And for me, I didn't plan on moving where I moved. This was not what I thought was the dream. I still got everything I wanted. You know, I have a boat. I'm close to the water. I'm in a place that's warm. I hate being where it's cold. My spouse loves his job, and that was like the goal. There is no but. There is no but. That is exactly what I wanted. It just literally wasn't in the state or exact place I thought it was going to be.
Stop. Here comes the traffic guard of purpose. Stop in traffic. Teach a moment. Track what she just said, y'all. It all came, but it wasn't what I wanted. But she kept saying, want. You know why? It came and lined up differently. She got it, but it wasn't 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You know,
and it was literally everything I needed.
Needed. First time she said that word, she said wanted. Want by itself is a wish, but when you put need, it's a part of a plan.
That's beautiful.
Yes, doctor. You know, right now I need to quit eating all the sugar. I'll be making fun of the commercial and my AC and right until they said, well, you know, your AC whatever is high. I was like, I heard that commercial. Right. I'm just saying, when I say I should lose, or I want to lose 10 pounds, and I put it on a Post-it note and stick it on my fridge, 3 months later, I've gained it. But if I say I need to, well, then what do you need to do in order to reach that goal? I need to shop better because I need to cook better foods. I need to eat better to lose the weight I want. But when we start with want, it's a win. I want to meet Halle Berry. You know, but doesn't mean it's going to happen. If I need to, well, how do I get there? I need to start hanging out outside her dressing room. That's more stalking. I didn't say it. That was just an analogy. So anyway, I don't want them coming by here. Oh, you like Halle Berry. So anyway, listen, beautiful story. Absolutely right. I want to go here. I saw the emotion, and that's what I love about emotion. Don't hide your tears. If they're joy or pain, tears represent a book, a chapter in the universe that you've written. If we saw all the books that tears have written in the universe, there's not enough libraries anywhere to hold all the books. That's true. That's because we're told to count it all joy. Okay. Now, you got to where you're going because of the pain moments.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why they're called growing pains and not growing tickles.
Growing pleasures. Why can't they be glowing pleasures?
No, they're growing pains. You get to the wall where you stand up and you put your head like a little kid and they mark how tall you've grown. And you see, wow, look how much I've grown. Tell us about that. How much, if you were to put into 10 words or less, Patricia, the you that I met over 10 years ago, probably 15 years ago in St. Joseph, Michigan, you were on top of the world. Remember? I mean, when you met her, it was like you meeting a star. Celebrity, you know. I
felt that way too, I think, at the time, you know.
Yes.
The small mighty fall so quickly, you know, the shit that's happened in between.
Talk about that if you can. How it's comfortable for you, and I'll just let you.
I guess if I could say it in 10 words, and I don't know if this is exactly 10.
No, I'm gonna change that. Retract. I'm gonna dip out. And I'm gonna dip out so it's just you on the screen.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
I want you to talk to the person out there that could be feeling what you were feeling then. And you're speaking from the person who's now climbed the hill, not the one who was looking up at the hill. Now, I want you to do that, okay? I want you to
All
I can feel it. There's somebody watching. Charles Maddox, Bob Martin's nephew, y'all. Charles Maddox, love you, bro. So good to see you back here again. You used to do the night version of the show with me. Go ahead. The stage is yours. Speak from your heart.
Well, I think I would want people to know I'm sitting here 30 pounds lighter and 300 stories heavier over the last probably 8 years that most people probably watching hadn't seen me if they were from my past life. And what they would see now is a originally like real happy. And I guess this defining success for me is I have a happy life. I enjoy what I do. I feel more in control of things. I've been through more health shit. The woman that's here today is not the person that was here to super serve every person around her. She doesn't people please as much. She's been through so much pain and so much loss. But here she is. So, which is wild to me. And I only say that because of some of the time that, you think, well, she's lost weight or has been through all these things. Those were so painful. And this is out of gratitude. Not pain or trauma, I mean, I got through all of that without crying. And I met someone who saw me, who I had met a few years back in Key West. And she made a comment, and I think there's different levels of our lives that we are healed. We go through things through our lives and you're never fully healed 100% from all of these things. Pain, mourning, trauma, it's different levels at different times, right? Yeah. But she did say, if you can speak about something without crying, you're healed from it. And I think, God damn, I have so many things that were so fucked up that I can talk about without crying. It's the things or the people that I lost that bring this out.
I'm with you.
Which makes me live this way now. The reason that I do the things that I do and I don't have this hesitation and I don't people please anymore isn't because I've become a 40-something-year-old asshole. It's because I appreciate life more, and I know that someday is literally not any day of the week. And the things that used to be important to me back then aren't important to me anymore. I'm successful now because I love the stage of where I am in my life. I'm healthy. My family is healthy. I'm okay. That makes me really happy. And I don't have this thought out thing. My show, I hope, is something huge someday so that it can affect and reach more people. I have a dream to be on SNL someday, not like as a cast member, which would be baller, because you remember I used to do improv.
Yeah.
But I would love to just be like, or have done something so like badass or baller out there in the world that they invite me as a fucking guest.
I have that dream. I have a black and white headshot. I said when I did it, I said, I want that one because that's going to be my SNL one when I go on as a host. That's how I manifest stuff. And I'm telling you what, now there's two of us. Where's the third one? Listen, I'm going to tell you about the Power 3 real quick. And thank you so much. Listen to me. That takes a lot of everything to do what you've done here today. One of the people on the team actually texted me and said, you should probably get in there and help her.
Oh. But
the thing was, and I was right after I clicked over, but the thing was, that is when you do these things, I'm going to tell you what people do. It's in the Maya Angelou piece from Oprah Sunday Soul. It's called Just Do Right. I show it to every person I can, from the stage, from the house, wherever I'm at. And there's a line in there when she goes, when you do these kinds of things, that is when people who can feel and earn and learn and grow through what you've just done for them vulnerably, they add their prayers to your journey. They add their prayers to your journey, to your life. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And let me tell you about tears. It don't matter if they're sad. When you have tears, it's proof that you have something still within a breath away worth fighting and living for. People cut themselves. People burn themselves on the bottom of their feet. I have a therapist for a husband, or a husband for a therapist, both. And anyway, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it took me the first 2 years before I realized when we were like sitting there watching TV and stuff, or going to sleep, and he'd be talking, then all of a sudden we'd be like this. That was in his pillow way up here. He looking down with a clipboard. And how's that make you feel? When did you turn it to?
Oh, I would hate that.
Well, he's a therapist.
But he's probably a really great listener, though. I mean, honestly, like
he is. And I mean, but you know what? If you want people to listen, you must have something interesting to say. Yeah. And when you put that emotion in and around, above and below, corner to corner, corner to corner, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side.
I try so hard, not because of what it is, or it's just because of how it makes me look. You know what I mean?
Who cares about
like right after, like I'm always like, oh, I know my face hurts and I'm gonna be in a headache later. Everything's all poofy, and you know, the last couple episodes that I did, actually, the last one in particular was someone I was just like waiting so long to do and with. Of course, you as well.
Yeah.
But I had met her before, and she affected my life, and I just started sobbing because she started crying, and I started crying, and we're both crying, and like. Here's this like basically internet famous person, like we're just sobbing, and then like I looked at, I'm like, I hate that I did that, but I said I hate how I look right now, but I love everything about our conversation because it was so real. And it, you know, I don't put notes. I mean, I'll have notes or just things that I need to remind myself or remember if I get off track because ADHD, right? But what I love about these shows, because we weren't prepared today. Like, you got a bio from me. I was like, damn, that's a good one. I'm going to resend that to people. It was what a great way to start the show. But like, we don't have a script, and I don't have a script with people. It's painful to do a show like that, let alone listen to a show like that. And I can't put people through anything I wouldn't enjoy or get something out of, I feel like, myself. So I've recently pulled a few episodes of my own before they even went out because they were not good, or I felt like there was some other intent behind it, not my own. And I had I'm like, I just need to go with my gut because I don't want someone's first impression of this to not be this.
Talk about that. When you say from my gut, where is that place?
Yeah, it's like a screaming noise or voice that when I feel like we're younger, we don't listen to as much. You know, I used to say a lot, oh, I knew it, or I should have, or something told me, and I didn't listen. And next time, and I used to kick myself so much. And I've learned she is there to warn you. You've been through all this shit before. There's a reason that you are like the way that you are, that you think the way that you think. And if there's a voice inside of you telling you to do this thing, don't accept the show, go into this job, move across the country, whatever those things are, like, do it.
Oh, well, I'm going to cut in right there because there is the graphic. Shameless plug in 3, 2, 1. There is the graphic to our new and upcoming book, Sanju Chopra.
Oh, wow.
Chopra and myself. It is called From Splintered to Centered. And
what a grounding image.
It is 7 dimensions for navigating your soul. Now, what you just said, that voice, we have an entire, because that is where intuition, instinct, imagination, they're all, it's like innocence, intuitiveness, integrity. They're all internal, they're all inside, and the only way something can get in there and change your direction of intent from due north to wherever else is through a personal invitation. So when you hear, ooh, some told me not to get in that car, I knew I shouldn't have gave her that money. That is your soul. That is your soul literally using its elbow to say, girl, are you cray-cray? You already know better. Right. But when we listen to our first mind, y'all, here it is. We are directly obeying and listening to the creation. Everything after the first is aptly named. It's right there. You can't say you didn't know. We've all heard it. Second, guessing. And you will never guess right if you didn't listen to your first mind, who can see over the treetops of time. We barely, with real eyes, can see across the street. These are the outer eyes. When you hear that nudging, that's through your inner eyes. That's when you say, those are your real eyes, the windows to the soul. That's when you realize what you've done. I realized I shouldn't have done that. I should have listened, because you're hearing now and seeing things that was seen through your real eyes, your soul. So now, but again, remember this. There are no mistakes, Patricia and everyone else. That's just the thing that had to happen to keep your shit interesting.
Yeah.
Okay? People don't remember that they don't want to repeat. And they won't repeat things that aren't memorable. So you got to give them something to talk about, so they have something to think about, so they have a reason to keep it.
Well, and I think most people don't want to feel alone in whether it is their decisions or whatever it is. Like, or, you know, like one gentleman in particular reached out to me because he was in a different country, completely. And so I was thinking to myself, like, what would make someone ever like to do that? It's just like and I spoke to someone else recently, and she's doing the same thing. And it's like, those are some wild, big jump decisions, right? Like, and we think some of the things that we do are so massive and huge, and they're not. At the end of the day, you just need to make decisions.
Listen, we're at 10:43. We're going to come back after this next message briefly. We're going to come back and we're going to talk to our guest, Patricia, about what's next, where you going, and how can we come with you. All that and more when we return in just a little over a minute. Don't you dare go away. Be right back.
Because now I know when something happens in our lives that is unexpected, you have to go into it in order to ever have any hope of coming through it. So when you go, guess what? When you come out the other side, you grow.
Brought out more in me than I thought that I didn't even know that I had.
That has given all of us a great hope for what we can do with our own messages, our abilities to deliver, but most importantly, to deliver it in an authentic and very, very intriguing way.
Have you ever been in something or felt something where the only way you felt you could deal with it was to leave, get away? I thought that was the meaning of control. It took me 4.5 years to stop looking around the room of my life, of my journey, of my purpose, digging in cushions for a remote that never existed.
Looking, relooking, going back and upgrading, bringing in and pulling out things that do not serve you must go.
Those things out in this world that are designed to bring us down, to keep us down, put their foot on our neck and whisper to us that we're never good enough, they don't whisper. They yell at us from all directions, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, and corner to corner, 365 days. When somebody asks you about yourself, don't you dare whisper. When they ask you to raise your hand, don't you dare half raise it. When they ask you something good about you, you scream it with all you have. Come on now, get up, get up. Tell me who you are. Show me who you are.
Greatest truth of all, that not everyone has to remain lost.
And we're back. Patricia, that last clip, because I was watching your face, John, I know we can see it. You know, the Gold Cats video, which now has over 60-some million views worldwide, took place in the St. Joe High School.
Wow.
It was Beth Hare Lewis and Kim Jorgensen who said,
I know
hey,
both of those ladies. Yeah.
I know you do. They're the wonderful, wonderful people. They said, listen to your mother is coming to St. Joe and you should audition. I was like, nope. They've never let men in. It's the first year. And they found that piece. I didn't even have a YouTube channel. And they gave me, Kim and them gave me the footage like 2 months later and said, we went to look at your YouTube channel. You don't have one. They said you should get one. Listen to your mother said you should get one. They think something's going to happen with this piece. And weren't they right? So I want to say, when you look back to where you were, who they were, meaning the people, because not everybody, in this world gets it. Oh, I know there was a time I did, and you look at where you are today. What would you say if you had, first of all, look, Patricia of that time, what would you say to her? And then what would you hope she would say to the little 5-year-old Patricia to help her understand that all three of you are the same person, headed to the same place for the same reason?
Ooh, I love that question. Well, I would say to the woman, 8-10 years ago, like, back the hell off and calm down, because you're going too fast, and everybody keeps telling you you're going too fast. Like, it's going to be okay. All this shit and trauma and everything is totally going to be worth it. Trust me. And what I would say if I were her to 5-year-old is that you're going to survive. You're not just going to survive, kid. You're going to thrive. Like, the woman that you always dreamed of is going to happen someday. As here I am.
Yeah, and to the little one?
Yeah.
So, what do you say to you today, sitting there? What do you say to your future self? Never thought
Keep going. Keep going. You're just getting started, because I am.
So what do you have coming up that we might be able to support you? Tell everybody about the show, where they can watch it, what days and what time, and anything else. Are you speaking anywhere? Do you keep?
I usually release a show. It's Built This Way podcast. You can find it on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple, and all that. I record once a week with a producer, so it kind of keeps me consistent. We usually release them on Tuesdays. Nice. And just find it and have some fun with it. If one episode's not your flavor, switch to another one, because it's going to be a completely different topic with a completely different person, or it might just be me. And I promise that I will entertain you at the very least. I do marketing for a living. I don't talk about it, and it's one of those things. It's not because I'm not proud of it. It's just because it's what I do on my day-to-day that brings my income in, and it used to bring me joy. And it does for other businesses and things, but it's not what I like talking about, like, for myself and for just because. So, I have meetings all the time and all that stuff, but like, if someone needed or wanted to find my business, it's called Muellen Associates. My last name's Muellen, by the way. It's a married name. It used to be Gray. Yeah, if you want to look up my IMDb, it's under Patricia Gray. I recently found that. Yeah, I remember when you met me, it was before I got married. And
right.
And Ben Harbor, Michigan was wild because it taught me how to be creative again. I got to do all the things I wanted to do as a kid. I got to do acting. I got to do comedy, improv. I got to do commercials and then modeling, which, someone is 4'11" who gets to do that. I have met connections there that have helped me, and I will still meet connections through life. And it's literally taught me some of the hardest lessons ever. And some of the things that you love the most are the things that sometimes can hurt or polarize you the most. But damn, that place shaped the shit out of me. So
girl, they know when I left there, it was like, if I could have thrown stuff from the house into the back of the U-Haul, I literally spit gravel.
I think it says something for what is true of both sides of every story, and when people hear something or make an assumption, the biggest shame on anyone ever in life is to not ask or at least discover, because we always take the thing that we hear or the thing that's the most popular thing. And the most uncomfortable shit is the thing that's literally made history.
Mm-hmm. my phone just notified. Ding! They were ringing the bell of purpose. Right. And absolutely right. Y'all write that down. If you don't use a pen or paper, write it on your heart. Okay?
Write that on your heart.
Write it on your heart. It'll be there for you when you need it. I remember,
love that.
Yes, it's true. My grandmother, I remember one time when I was 7 years old, before entering foster care, I still had 2 years of that life in front of me. Didn't know it. And I was at her house for the weekend, and I had a jar, a mason jar, and I was going to collect up, I'll never forget this day, grasshoppers with Timmy Rice down the street. We had planned, we got our jar, punched holes in the top, and we were getting ready to catch us some big old fat juicy grasshoppers, right? And out of nowhere, my grandma, who is snapping green beans to can on the back porch. She had an A-frame house. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And she goes, "You're not going down there to collect. You can do that another day." Why? She goes, "Because God told me to have you sit down and memorize. Have it written on your heart," she said. The Lord's Prayer and the 23rd Psalms, verbatim. Because if you do it today, it will remain there for the rest of your days, and it'll come flying, and you won't even have to think about it. It'll be automatic, and it'll be there when you need it. It did. 40-some years later, I was in a situation where I was under knife point in a mugging attempt, and I heard her say that you will need them. And I swear to you, Patricia, my mind, my heart, my spirit, because it was written there, the lyrics, those verses turned into lyrics, and everything outside of me that was sacred started singing those verses as if they were anthems.
Yeah.
And I could hear them in the round, like row, row, row your boat. And that person's eyes flew open. They dropped their knife, they turned, and they ran. And I'll never forget. I'll never forget it, because I don't think I would be here today. Because it was my last 20, and I was ready. I was ready to fight for it, which means I probably would have died for it because I really can't fight.
Damn.
So you see what I'm saying? Write it on your hearts, you all. Anything, because when you remember things, it is showing the universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you refer to or ascribe to, that you have it written, you have it remembered because you want to repeat it. And when you are then purpose, all you have to do is find something that works. Then get up every day. 3 things: wash, rinse, repeat. I believe in the power of 3. Look for ways to lock it down so that it will last from yesterday, today, until tomorrow. I wear 3 necklaces. Boom! 3 right there. I got 3 rings, right? And a hat on, 3 watches as a joke. 3 watches.
Couple more, and one around your neck, you'd be Flavor Flav.
Okay, right. I couldn't feel my arm. I had to let one of them go. It was pitching off, right? And 3 earrings. But I'm telling you, it's not just, these little accoutrements. It is to show what is greater than me, that I have reminders in front of me, because I don't ever want to forget what I know to be true. And when you get up and you wash, rinse, and repeat, do it for 30 days. It will become a habit.
I got to tell you, your power of 3 thing was insanely powerful on the last 3 days or so I've had.
Tell us about it.
This is the 3rd. Well, I just interviewed one of my online mentor idols, and it's like, I'll tell you the scoop because no one knows this. If you want the scoop,
we want it.
It's Rachel Peterson. Yes, she's like the internet superstar, millions and millions of followers, all this stuff. Yeah, I met her once before, and I asked her to do the show, and she did it. And I'm like, I'm not even big enough for you to be doing the show, but she did, and she's amazing. And we had like the best conversation ever. And then right before that, I had an interview with someone, and it was her first podcast ever, but it wasn't like an interview. I like to call them interviews, really like conversations.
Wow.
And I love this, and I always, whenever I have doubt or I ask or just ask the universe, like, am I supposed to be doing this? Am I supposed to be using my voice still? Should I be putting energy into my show? It costs, should I be, then it resoundingly says yes, because experiences like this just tell me that I'm always in the right place when I need to be.
Absolutely right.
Today, thank you so much for having me. It means the world.
And I'm coming on your show, and we'll let you all know.
I am still holding you to that.
I mean, yeah, we don't have a date. We need to do that.
This was so fun.
Thank you. I'm so grateful. And you're our second one on the reboot, our second guest.
I'm so honored for that.
Thank you. Shaquille, I don't remember who we have coming up on Thursday, but perhaps you can drop it into the comments or pop it up on the screen. But in the meantime, as we get out of here, I just, again, thank you, Patricia, for everything. And if any of you are interested in becoming a guest on, I think they just texted me here, on the show. Oh, Alice Brink will be here. That's interesting because I'm in development of a show called On the Brink. I'll use that with Dr. Lauren, like a little 60 minutes.
That's where that was coming from. I remembered that.
On the Brink, that's right.
So exciting.
Coming in June. And so I just want to say thank you. Keep going. Keep growing. And the next time you're here, we want to find out about this artwork because I had my eye on that painting that's back on the easel right now.
This is all mine. I just like putting it. I have it all over my office. I just like showing it because no one else sees it. I work at home.
Well, we want to hear about it. So that means we have a reason to bring you back, but we don't need the art. Just the work you do is enough in and of itself. So we thank you, Patricia Muellen. Thank you so much, them. Listen, I want to say this as we get out of here to all of you. You heard Patricia say just a moment ago about doubt. Here's a little hack that I work with my coaching clients on, and it is a wonderful thing. It was all the things I passed forward to you all, greater than used with me in my journey first, and I know it to be true. So remember this, and trace your hand and write this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doubt leads to worry. Worry leads to fear. Fear leads to anger, and anger leads to destruction. Leave doubt out. And then, you won't have to worry about a thing. Look over in the future. You know what happens when you get angry, and you know it destroys. And when you get rid of those obstacles, look what you're left with. This is what you say. This is what you say to those things that are not there for you. Right, you're right in the middle. This is the tallest finger. So you can look out over everything because you are a scout to your own future purpose. That's what you are. Okay?
1,000%.
Leave doubt out. Don't doubt. And go back and trace it. What made me doubt in the first place? It'll be something that came as a second guess. I guarantee you that. Get out of here. We'll see.
This was a wonderful experience. And your people, and I see the chats, they're all amazing. I love your audience too. So thanks for having me.
And that's why when you're interesting, it will keep everyone around you who is for the right thing interested. Take that with you, you all. And remember, have a divine day. I'm Dr. Lauren, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the universe. Well, maybe Fiji. But outside of Fiji, nowhere but here with you all. I'll see you Thursday morning at 10 a.m. when Alice Brink is in the house. Get out there and make a difference. Find a way to at least ease some suffering somewhere in the world. Why not start in your own backyard? I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spend